Keel Fish Shack.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim sauce with the awesome fave, with shafafa on the side.
Welcome everybody to a Wednesday edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. It's kind of a little bit of a gloomy, overcast day. I did take a little bit of a walk of life earlier today, dropping my car off at my daughter's place, and then she took my car to her final exam of the semester and the school year, and it was physics, Defo, and they grade them all, I guess, right there on the spot, and she got a 94, and she maintained a straight A average. Way to go, Natalia Mayo. Straight A's. Yeah, my daughter. I'm smart. So I passed around. She has that good combo of being beautiful. That comes from her mom, and somewhat intelligent, and hopefully not self-sabotaging. That comes from me. But congrats to her, because straight A's, and this is a tough year. Defo, all the SATs and all the pre-college angst, and she had calculus, and then after the test today, she went right over, and this is where I guess she's taking after me now too, Defo. She has to solidify her sponsors. She gets a she's on the cheerleading squad, and every year she has to rope in a sponsor to get a banner to hang around the football stadium and also put up on the scoreboard. She gets the Carvel ice cream shop.
Good one.
In Davie.
I thought you were going to say the Hard Rock.
No.
Or Dania Highlight or something
No.
like that. Yeah.
No, the wonderful owners there, I got to give them a plug, Anthony and Liz, that they opened this Carvel, I think it was like right around the pandemic, or maybe right before the pandemic. The place has been there 3 years. It's great. They have, I don't know if Carvels vary from store to store, but it seems like theirs are exceptionally smooth and creamy. And so thanks to them for sponsoring the cheerleading squad there over at Heritage, and good ice cream. And it couldn't be more appropriate, Defo and Lubie, because today, thanks to the hat tip from Sarni, the Ministry of Silly Food Holidays has proclaimed today National Chocolate Ice Cream Day. So, nice. What do you think of that? Are you an ice cream fan, specifically chocolate?
I love chocolate.
Defo.
There was a time I was kind of into Breyer's chocolate after breaking away from Breyer's vanilla and then Breyer's strawberry. And I like chocolate ice cream. I would not, though, probably buy that as any one of my top 10 flavors of potential ice cream. If I was just going to the store and they had a large selection, probably wouldn't be the highest thing on my list.
Well,
although very enjoyable, but
let me get your take, Lubie. Are you a chocolate fan or
chocolate? Favorite ice cream?
Okay.
I don't even like putting that. I'll put stuff in it, but I'd rather just have a really good chocolate.
Just a good, smooth, creamy, rich, favorite. Deep. Are you a dark chocolate guy, a Belgian chocolate guy, or just?
I've gotten more into it as I've gotten older because it is healthier for you. Like it's more there's antioxidants in it, but I'd rather milk chocolate.
Okay, well, and I love ice cream. That's my Achilles heel. And I'm surprised at you, Defo, being like first on the vanilla train, because you a guy from Brooklyn. Like, is there anything?
Breyer's vanilla, the best.
Okay, well, you know what?
Pretty solid.
That's when I first fell in love with Breyer's vanilla.
They do
little
have
beans in there, and I guess it's still the same quality today, although far more expensive. But that was my first real love of ice cream, was Breyer's vanilla.
Well, as is my mom, Mama Mayo. Every day for lunch, she caps it off with a couple of scoops of Breyer's, the natural vanilla with those little flecks of vanilla.
That was great.
That's pretty solid.
It is really a great, simple, pure ice cream, even though vanilla to me is vanilla. But it's a good product.
That's vanilla plus. It's really great.
Extra.
But you could get tripped up because now at the store, even when you just look for Breyer's, they have like 3 different types of vanilla. There's homemade vanilla. There's French vanilla, which, of course, as you know, Defo, has egg yolks in it. And then there's the
not as much of a fan.
natural vanilla, which has the little flecks of the vanilla bean.
The
which
vanilla
is
beans made it. They really
the
did,
one
and
and
it
only.
set them apart from other ice creams that were out there at the day. They were probably good, but like Seal Test, I guess, was big back then, and
Right.
there were a couple of other brands. But Breyers was premium stuff,
No, it still
and
is.
but then I started liking other flavors: pistachio, butter pecan, rum raisin, things like that.
Well, today is not vanilla's turn in the spotlight. It's chocolate's day. But here's the biggest upset of the year so far. I go into my freezer to try to get some chocolate, to eat some chocolate ice cream for the occasion. There's none because I've been good lately.
We couldn't applaud that anymore than you would imagine.
So substituting for the role of chocolate is red grapes. Mayo is trying to still be healthy. But we could talk about chocolate ice cream because, look, there's so many different, you've got the high butterfat, premium ice creams that are both mass produced in stores. And then, of course, you have all these kind of local ice cream shops where they actually produce the ice cream in-house. We could rattle off a list of some of my favorite chocolate out there. I don't know if that's scintillating or if you'd rather talk about the heat or Messi possibly coming to Inter Miami, or my latest poker victory last night too. That's
nice.
Another thing on the agenda. And you notice that I'm in a much better mood because I definitely have, my moods are predicated on my gambling wins and losses, which might be a sign of something.
That's not good.
And actually, last night's experience, very cheap tournament. I went to the Big Easy, Big Sleazy, the old farmer, whatever they called, Mardi Gras, the dog track that no longer has dogs or dog racing in Hallandale. And just on a Tuesday night, I didn't want to get involved in some of these bigger, longer tournaments. They have what's called the shootout tournament, where basically you have to win your table to cash, and then you advance to a final table with all the table winners, and everybody's assured of money. So last night, Defo, I only invested the minimum, which was $30 entry fee. Didn't have to do any rebuys or add-ons or anything like that. I just had a good solid night. But then I got down to heads up play, and then it begs your question: when you're heads up in a shootout tournament, to hedge or not to hedge, and that's in the form of you try to make a deal with the guy that you're up against and say, "Hey, you want to get $100 to whoever furnishes second?" Or last night, there was a guy that I was going against who I've known a long time. His name is Frank, and he used to be a poker manager over at Dania Highlight and was a poker dealer for a long time. So the question is, when you're heads up with somebody, and I was at a little bit on the short end, I had about 70,000 chips. He had 90,000 chips. Do you try to make some sort of deal? Because technically you could get knocked out in second and get zero, and the guy who goes on to the final table is assured at least $500. What do you do?
You know what? Let everybody make some money. I'd go ahead and take a shot, depending. I mean, if you know the guy and you like him, if it's a guy that you despise, maybe just try to beat him and hope he comes away with nothing. But yeah, I'm always in favor of coming away with something. So
Yes.
hedge off is not a bad idea.
Well, my proposal, because I was the short end, and usually poker etiquette is like, you're supposed to like not be too greedy, even though it was pretty even when you're heads up with that amount of chips. I just said, "Hey, how about 100 to the runner up?" He goes, "No, let's just do 50-50." I was like, "Deal." So
see, that's a good guy, better guy than you are.
Nice.
But sure enough, and then he said, "Do you want to play it out?" I said, "Yeah, let's play it out, and whoever wins the table for real will go on to the final table." I ended up winning. I played well, and then ended up getting so there's four of us left at the final table. Everybody's assured of at least $500, except the winner will get an extra 500, so it's 1,000 to the winner. And I made a play with ace jack. Whatever, nobody wants to see the details. Suffice to say, I got knocked out in fourth, but had my 500, chopped it up with Frank, and turned 30 into 250. So that's a good day's work. Here's my rant of the day, though, and it has to do with, I guess, I'm always, like you notice, cold and coughs and bronchitis, and I have a theory. I think it comes from the absolutely disgusting, mangy poker chips that are in play.
What do they do with the poker chips? Like
every casino that I've been to that has a poker room now, it seems to have gotten worse lately. All these chips are just stuck together and old. And I've had an idea, an epiphany, if you will, Defo. I want to come up with a new invention. You know how at the golf courses they have the ball washer at every team?
Always love that.
Yeah,
I use it every hole.
There should be chip washers at every table, and so that every
Honestly.
player should be able to wash their chips before they start a tournament, and then we'll have nice, squeaky, shiny chips as opposed to these mangy, germ-infested things that are just, when you try to, just drop a chip and then it ends up picking up 4 chips because they're all stuck together, and God knows, because people eating chicken wings and doing that.
Jeez.
Man, that's gross.
Disgusting.
That is my well. There's a good.
You're better
visual.
off at the Jamaica OTB, picking tickets off the floor and playing in these sophisticated card tournaments you're in. That would be absolute literal definition of money laundering.
The Saudis would maybe make a killing in the chip washing machines.
It's image washing, but this. What better way to do it than to actually wash your money?
Yeah. So anyway, that's my idea for the day. Maybe some entrepreneur or inventor out there can actually come up with this thing. I don't know why these casinos, they're raking like 30% off the top.
They break out some new ones, just get rid of the old ones and
recycle
some new ones.
But you just think there would be some technology to just like give these things a wash, especially in the post-pandemic, post-COVID age, because the early days, things weren't being transmitted through poker rooms and poker chips. So
it's funny they got these plexiglass screens in front of the dealer. I mean, some of that is dissipated now, but
that's
you
all
still
gone.
See it. But they're handing in these chips that were in the grimy hands of virtually everybody in the casino at one point.
Yeah, and it's tough when you see somebody like picking a winner and this and that. Anyway, that's my little rant for the day. All right, what do we get? Oh, chocolate ice cream. Should I talk chocolate? Let's talk heat a little bit. Lubie, how are you feeling going into tonight?
Feeling positive. I know how this group loves our sports talk. They're back home. We haven't hosted a home finals game since 2014, and that was a very different team. Jimmy Butler's never played a finals game at home, and this is a guy that, like, for me, as much as Wade is number one, he's becoming a close second, and I want him to get a title really bad. Like, this guy put his heart and soul into this team. He's carried a bunch of guys. I can call a lot of people I know call them scrubbies. I'm not calling them that anymore. You can call them whatever you want. These are legitimate players, and they played really well. But I think a lot of that has to do with Spo and Butler's faith in them, and that's made me like Butler even more. When I didn't want to play them, when I didn't want them to touch the ball, Butler would force feed them the dang ball, and it's giving them this confidence where this team would not be here without Vincent and Kevin Love and Strus and Martin. Like, all those guys have been such a big part in this run. And I think a lot of that has to do with Butler, the kind of leader he is, the kind of guy he is. Yeah, he wants to win, and he's insane about it, but he also is a big team dude. So, like, I want to see him win a title really bad. And the way this team has come together, I have a really good feeling about these 2 home games. I don't know if I'm going Utter where they're going.
Yeah, full Pat Utter and Tony Segreto. Everybody's wearing their.
Tonight should be very interesting. Like, I have a really good feeling tonight, so we'll see.
Defo, do you share the same optimism, the sunny optimism?
Lubie's strong opinion about this, makes me very skeptical. And obviously, this is a pivotal game 3, as we often point out. Denver has a chance to show that they really were the better team and deserved all of those accolades that they had, and especially all of the hyperbole that was coming after game 1. Was that just a fluke quarter by the Miami Heat? That's a question that has to be answered, because Denver had a phenomenal 32-1 record when leading going to the fourth quarter for the season and the postseason. I mean, they never lose in that spot, even if the lead's only 1 point. So up 8, all of a sudden the Heat can't miss, and Denver got a little bit discombobulated. They didn't fire back late in the quarter and almost got into overtime. So with Lubie's confidence, that really emboldens my opinion that unfortunately Denver will win tonight.
Well, this is why they play the games. It's turned into more of a series than I anticipated, although I'm still half right, half alive in my prediction. Again, the reminder, I said it was either going to be a Denver sweep or Heat in 7, so I'm alive and now rooting furiously for the Heat in 7. I think they're going to start with a great fury and vengeance tonight. It's going to be something at the arena. Everybody's going to be dressed in their playoff white, right? Is that what they do down there? And a whiteout. And, if they get a strong start, and if the shots fall, then obviously they're going to be in a good position. But we shall see what happens. It's so funny, the highs and lows of playoffs basketball, and every game is a roller coaster. So if Denver somehow manages to beat them thoroughly tonight, it's going to be completely back to, oh no, they're
100%.
outmatched. So but the Heat has been in tough spots before. Well, not really. Only against the Celtics was the first time they had any kind of sweat this whole playoff season. So let's see what happens. And you know what I say, Defo, because happy Mike Mayo is back today. Let's just enjoy the ride. I mean, we've got 4 nights in a row now of home.
Well, when do you ever say that? Wait a minute. Come on, man. What's in those grapes? Are those grapes of wrath? I mean, what the heck?
Happy juice.
Let's enjoy the ride is Mike Mayo's comment. That's it, Mr. Cynicism.
It's not about the destination. It's about the journey.
Right. I'll go with that. Mr. Sunny Daylight. This is great. We had Tony on earlier this morning. He's doing fine, by the way. And
very happy to. So
I'm glad you adopted his philosophy.
Now, when has this ever happened before? Never. Where you have Heat at home for an NBA Finals game. Tomorrow, the Panthers at home. And this is going to be the first time Broward is going to host a championship game. I don't think. Well, wait. Sonny's probably going to chime in about the strikers. No, the strikers.
The Joe Robbie.
There was a USBL team with Roy Jones Jr. on it. Remember, they played at the Hard Rock. No one ever saw them, but I think they played for a title.
Oh yeah, and then there was pickleball at the Hard Rock too this April. No, the Marlins play a stadium, Joe Robbie Stadium. It was in Miami-Dade County. That is not a Broward thing. So
it's right on the border there, though.
It's county line, but it is Miami official.
Where do the taxes go? And in their case, it doesn't go anywhere because they got all their taxes waived. So it's a big night for Broward and Sunrise because that's going to be the first championship game played there, and I'm sure it's going to be a very exciting time. And the Panthers better wake up. And I hope that the cataract surgery went well for Bobrovsky yesterday. I think I have a feeling we're going to see them storm out too, and hopefully get some goals past Hill because, man, there's nothing more frustrating. We saw it, on the receiving end with Toronto and Carolina. They couldn't get one past Bobrovsky, and then that frustration just builds, and it's like, what do we got to do? And that's the position the Panthers are in right now. They got to stop that. They got to get a game. They got to get some goals, and they got to get a win under their belt to turn this Stanley Cup back into something. But again, just enjoy the ride because it's unbelievable that we have both teams, number 8. And I pinch myself and tell myself this every day, that 2 number 8 seeds that are in the championship game. And it's unprecedented. And that's why we keep talking about it here, because in 2 weeks, there's going to be absolutely nothing going on in this town. We're going to be pulling our hair out, and I'll be eating so many carbs and so many chocolate ice cream cones and sundaes. It's going to just make everybody nauseous. Defo.
Yeah.
Last night was Tuesday.
Yes.
I know you meant to bring up yesterday that your Bible, the New York Post, has I guess proclaimed that Tuesday night is the new Saturday night.
New Friday night, basically.
Friday night.
Yeah.
Okay.
That people are going out on Tuesday, staying home on Friday.
Why is this? And
I don't know. I mean, I would say this, that and this is great. I had to drive up to my local medical marijuana dispensary yesterday around 5:00 in the afternoon. And so I'm thinking, geez, well, let's stop somewhere and get something to eat. And amazing the number of choices that you have in the smallest, quadrant or whatever area of South Florida. And there are any number of places that I really enjoy. We ended up at Sicilian Oven, but as we were driving around, to get into the shopping plaza there where Sicilian Oven is, you go by the Fish Shack, and as if, driven by a magnetic force field, we were thinking about stopping in there. But we ended up at Sicilian Oven. I'll say this. I know you mentioned the DeSalvos. There is still one. I believe they are the people responsible for the Sicilian Oven chain. And was it Rick DeSalvo? Was that the guy's name that had the original DeSalvos?
Yeah, so it's a family saga. There was a couple of brothers involved. The DeSalvo
Great idea, though, this concept with Sicilian Oven, because families are enjoying it, kids are enjoying it, people on dates, older people, everybody likes it. There's something for everybody, reasonably priced, and service was top notch that we got, and everything was great. I mean, for a reasonable amount of money, it was really fine.
They do a very nice job. Yeah. Again, it's a regional chain that's grown in popularity, and they have one up in Delray Beach now that's getting good buzz. And like you said, it stemmed originally DeSalvo's Pizzeria. They had kind of a couple of DeSalvo's around.
They
right?
were, kind of well respected for their
They're
pizza
still there.
and products.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there's one on Sterling Road near the Hard Rock that I used to go to all the time when I first moved to Florida because my first apartment was right there on Sterling and 56th. That one is still there. There's a DeSalvo's that's still in Davie. Now, there were brothers involved. One of the brothers broke away from the business and got into construction and contracting for a while. He was not in the restaurant business, but then he got roped back in and decided to start something new.
Just
and
when you thought he was out.
Just
They
when he
pulled him
thought he
back
was
in.
out, got some investments. And I don't know
Yeah.
if it's Richie. A little bit fuzzy on the details, but I
Might
know
be Richie, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
That
I
rings a
wrote
bell.
about them. I reviewed
Your
Sicilian
picture
Oven.
was there. It's
Oh,
up in
good.
the corner, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
I reviewed a
With a
Sicilian
very
Oven
favorable review.
when it opened up in Plantation, and I guess they post that review in all of them, which is, I guess, nice to see. But yeah, the whole saga of he started up this chain with investment and went back to his restaurant roots, and he's doing a terrific job. The funny part is when Sicilian Oven first opened, they did not have any Sicilian pizza on the menu.
No.
Yeah, do they have? I don't even
Yes,
know.
They had
now
that
they
whole
do.
wood-fired oven thing going,
Par-
and it looked like some really tasty pizzas coming out of there.
Partly after my review, I was like, how could because the question they always got is it's Sicilian Oven, but you don't have square pies, you don't have Sicilian pies. So eventually they developed a recipe for consistent, that spongy, doughy, a little bit thicker.
Oh yeah, they do in Sicilian. You know what? You
think
mostly
they do
see the round pizzas coming out of there.
I believe they do like a grandma pie in the Sicilian square
Okay.
fashion now, which is always one of my
I
favorites.
mean,
but
it's not Casa D'Angelo or one of the high-end Italian restaurants you could go to, but and the food's excellent and extremely reasonable. I think Mustang's entree was some kind of vegetarian lasagna or whatever, and eggplant lasagna, and it was like $15. Fantastic.
they do a
They,
nice
they do
job.
the wood-fired, wings there that are very popular, like at Anthony's Coal Fired. They
Yeah,
do
yeah.
a very similar version of that, which a lot of people like. And that Sicilian salad, if you're, going to do, one of these crazy Mayo diets and you're going to eat a salad for dinner every night, that is a go-to salad. Extremely flavorful for any kind of a
excellent
salad.
salad.
Yeah.
I agree absolutely. And Anthony's Coal Fired, even though it's had its ups and downs, and some people, but since it's had a couple of different ownership acquisitions, it's now run by the people that run BurgerFi. It was hedge fund for a while. Anthony Bruno no longer involved at all, even though his name still is on the marquee. But Anthony's, they still have a heck of a good salad and salad dressing. They sell their salad dressing by the bottle that you could take home with you. You could run into any Anthony's Coal Fired, and I do that occasionally from the original flagship location here in Lauderdale on South Federal Highway, which they actually still do a really good job because I guess it was the first, and they still have a lot of longtime employees there, so they still put out a good pie, and their chicken wings, those oven roasted wings with the onions on top,
I like that.
delicious too.
Yeah.
So many good places, and that brings me to I wanted to kind of maybe get into some summer specials going on at some places that are sponsors and sponsors in the bullpen. The Rappaport Restaurant Group, they're waiting in the wings. They're waiting for a big fall splash, but we're going to give them a little love. We got to talk to Bert Rappaport last month. It was great to see him up at Deck 84, and the Rappaport Restaurant Group places are having all kinds of summer deals, including their sister, or actually that they're involved with Prezzo restaurant in Boca Raton. Talk about good Italian food too, but they have all kinds of deals going on this summer at both locations in Boca and Palm Beach Gardens. They do a Martini Monday, $7 martinis all day, and not just at the bar. Anywhere you sit, you could do that. They also have kind of late night date night on, let's see, it looks like every day from 8 o'clock until closing. You get $25 off a bottle of wine with the purchase of 2 entrees or a pizza and a salad. So that's good. So there's all kinds of good things going. This is the time of year where, restaurants, they know they got to take care of their locals, because otherwise it could get pretty lean in the summertime. And our friends over at Aruba Beach Cafe, Peggy, let me know that they're having half off, 50% off lunch from Monday through Friday.
That's a great deal.
Half off from 11 a.m. to 3:30 p.m., but it's at the bars areas only. So but you could get 50% off of pretty much anything on the menu except the raw bar items. That's a pretty good deal too. And every day at Ruba, they also have drink specials. Like Mondays martinis there are $6.
Oh, geez.
Margaritas are $5 on Tuesday, and today, Wednesday, I guess it's like Mike Tyson Day because you get a rum punch right in the face. Rum
Nice.
punch.
I like a good rum punch.
Rum punch, $5
Beautiful.
today in the bar area. So Aruba Beach Cafe getting it done too. So many good deals out there, and I'll be posting some of these on the Mike Mayo's Lunchbox Facebook page too. And everybody loves a good deal. So, did you go to the Tipperary last night, or
I did not. You know, it's funny, and they have their Tuesday music. I mean, that's another area where you probably. I mean, you're flipping a coin between 5 or 6 different places right in that plaza there. The diversity, and you always were bringing this up and illustrating it with Nicky Mohan, but the number of choices, they're between Hillsborough and where I live in Lauderdale by the Sea, that there have to be 15 places that I would have gladly stopped in and been very happy to eat, and that doesn't include the places I haven't tried, which you were discussing yesterday, where you blow by a place and you think, wow, that looks good. And, you see, reviews of it on Let's Eat South Florida, and you're thinking I ought to stop in there. But, people are creatures of habit. But very tough decisions. I mean, I went by what was the Old World Seafood House. I guess it's just called, it might have changed the name, the one that's there with the place that you now love that has the fried rice. Lubie is familiar. The name's I'm blanking on the name.
Wait,
right now.
I'm lost now. Where are we? We're at
You're on Federal Highway, heading to Lighthouse Point, and they had the Old World Seafood House there, and right next door
Seafood
to-
World.
yeah, Seafood World, yeah.
And
Papa's Raw Bar.
Papa's Raw Bar is
Papa's
Troy.
Raw Bar, that's it. Yeah.
Troy is the son. Troy
Always
Gantner.
good, yeah. You have Legend Sports Bar there, has some pretty good food for sports bar type affair, no doubt about it. The Fish Shack, as you've mentioned, great. Costa's one of our former sponsors here on the show. Always tempting to go in there and try their Greek-style pizza.
Yep.
And a dozen more places that I haven't been to that
There's
all look appealing. I mean, it really is amazing, the dining scene here.
pizza place up there keeps hawking me to come in. The Anna Marie's pizza company. Did you see that?
Yeah,
one
they
on
post a
Federal?
lot of stuff. They were, I don't know. I mean, I was getting a lot of their ads on Facebook on my news feed. Looked very appealing, no doubt. It's amazing. I mean, but you could do that almost in any corner, in any corridor of South Florida, east and west. It really is incredible.
I think there's something like 16,000 restaurants in the Tri-County area. So that's like if you eat one every two of them every day for a year, 700. It's still going to take you a long time to eat at every one. So not possible. That's why I'm here. I try to weed it out and figure out the places that are worthy. And but like you said, just go out and explore. And I think I started alluding to this a couple of weeks ago. Like what I try to do in my eating every week is go to a place that you've never been before that maybe is out of your comfort zone, like a place that you wouldn't think you would like, or a place that you've driven past a million times and maybe for whatever reason you were reluctant to go in. Just force yourself to go into one of those places, then go into some place that's kind of tried and true, some place that you've always liked, like Fish Shack or our friends at Even Keel Fish Shack, and then maybe try a place that's new, some place that's opened up in the last 6 months. So if you try an old established place that you've never been to, a new place that you've never been to, and an old reliable, I think that's a good way to go.
Trifecta there,
yeah. It's
right about it on Let's Eat South Florida, and let's hope that all the reviews are favorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'm a little. I don't know. It shouldn't make any difference. I know it's the modern age, and I'm Stone Age, but the thing where I like a check presentation at the table. I really do. I don't scrutinize checks very often, but I do like to have a check come in like a little folder, and then you pay, and then you kind of sort of privately navigate your way through the tip. But they have these new things, which obviously, are much more convenient, I would imagine, for the restaurant, where they just do the thing at the table,
the gadget,
and then they show it to you, and then it has your choice of, do you want to tip 15%, and it has like a picture of a goofball next to it, 20%, 25%, or the custom tip.
Right.
So I mean, and I usually probably tip more than 25%, and I did
Wow.
last night.
Hey, big
But
spender.
it seems awkward to be presented the check, and I don't know. Do you find that awkward at all?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. This is
even if it was totally favorable, the whole thing, the
My
whole
problem
experience.
is it's awkward because before they would drop the check, leave,
Yes.
you do what you do. You leave before they even come. So you can do whatever the heck you want. Now it's almost a pressure situation.
Yeah,
where
they're looking over your shoulder.
It's like a
Are
used
they-
car deal. Yes. You know, where are you going to
Yeah.
sign this right now, Mr. DeForest? I can't go back to the manager one more time.
See, I
He's
think-
finished with you. Yeah.
So, all right, these gadget now, these things where they bring it to your table, it's actually been spurred by change in credit card rules and laws. And basically, they don't want any server or employee to actually take possession of a credit card and have it leave the site of
Okay.
the customer, because that's where the potential for fraud and doing the mimeograph papers with your number, and it's happened to me when I was a critic, where one time I went to a restaurant. They take it away and they disappear with the card, and then they come back. They run it through their machines, but they also run it through a mimeograph machine. And
Oh, so it turned out you had bought a couple of Gucci bags while you were
yeah, 3 days later, I'm getting statements of, did you buy $5,000 worth of furniture in
course,
Buenos
yes.
Aires? And,
Yeah, I got a
in
little
there.
pad down there. I was
Uh,
trying to decorate
um,
cheaply. Yes.
So this is partly now to stem that kind of
Really?
security issue, so that. And in Europe now, it's actually the law where every restaurant has to have a credit card reader brought to you at the table, and that same kind of rules is beginning implemented here in the United States. in
How
the
do you
next
feel
5
about
years.
it? I mean,
Well, I feel like it's a good thing,
I like
except
safety
they
thing.
should be a protocol in place where when the server brings you the thing, that they should just drop that
Either
thing, let you do it yourself, and then come back and pick it up, and don't be hovering and saying, only 20%. The new
I thought
standard
you
is
enjoyed the
25.
service tonight. You were having
And,
fun. You asked me about my college days and what I plan to do with my life, and now you're going to give me 12%.
You know what I like? You know what I like to do to get a rise out of service? And I when they bring it to me, I hit the custom tip and I hit the big goose egg 0.
Yeah.
And then like their face drops and I say, don't worry, I always tip in cash. And then I pull out.
I feel
30
badly
or
now.
40
I made that
bucks.
same joke. Yeah. No. I mean, I punched in 30 and it came up as cents, and I said, I don't know what to do after this. This what I was planning on leaving, and the guy looked at me. And I said, no, and of course you click the next button, and like at the ATM machine, all of a sudden it was like $30. But yeah, I don't really care for that. I would say I don't.
Okay, well, that's
I
because
understand
you're,
it.
You're
It
the
doesn't bother
elderly
me.
now, and
Yeah.
you don't like change. And
No,
and
it's just the guys looking at you as you're, sort of calculating the gratuity, and then they already have like denominations that may have nothing to do corresponding with what you would like to tip.
It stresses me out.
No.
And I'm a good tipper. I don't know about 30%. I don't know. I don't really worry about the percentage, but I try and always be over 20, somewhere between 25 and 30. But I want it to be my choice. I don't want them standing there.
right, the hovering. Nobody wants to
You just
be.
stand there. It's like, okay. I don't even know what I give half the time. Like, it's just like, I just want them away from me. And
That's why I said the proper protocol is, if they do have these kind of gadgets and devices, to just leave it at the table for a couple of minutes, give you some privacy.
That would make
with
some
it,
sense. Yes.
and then you'll sign it and hit it, and then they're going to see it in the end, but hopefully not right when they're picking it up and looking at you. Although I guess that could be same. Well,
So it's a little
in the-
strange for me. I don't mind, because I'm figuring I'm probably going to give the guy a tip that he's going to consider to be reasonably generous. Even if the service wasn't great. I mean, I'm not going under 20% usually.
That's
But
very kind of you.
and rarely do I even get into that denomination. But it's weird to have it just come up as like 15, 20, or 25, or sometimes 18% is on there. And then on top of that, to have the guy just kind of watching you do it is a little awkward, I believe.
Yeah, no, and it was one of the complaints I got when these things first started coming to I guess they came into existence probably about 5-6 years ago, when I still was on the dining critic job there at the Sentinel. And yeah, it made for definitely people uncomfortable, and nobody wants to be uncomfortable when you go out to eat. And that's why one place that is kind of old school and still does things where they present the bill in a billfold discretion. You give them the
A
credit
very
card,
nice,
they bring
classy
it to you.
presentation.
And that befits the whole classic operation.
So,
Isn't
through
that part of
Ali
the
family.
experience, though? The classy presentation of the check, like some
Oh,
people bringing in a cigar box or
exactly. Some
various
of them
things. Yeah,
boxes. Some of them have that nice silver, like sterling silver tray with a
yeah.
little clip on it, and you could turn your card upside down or the slip upside down so they don't see the what you've penciled in as the tip until later
That
on.
you're
But
a cheap bastard until you leave, right? You're already in your car when the guy comes out and goes, "Mr. DeForest."
but
Yeah,
at Tropical Acres Steakhouse, we know they do things the classic and classy way because that's what they're all about. So you won't feel uncomfortable there with any of these newfangled gadgets or servers hovering over you. The servers will be attentive to make sure you are happy and all your needs are attended to. That's because Tropical Acres knows how to get everything done right. It is a institution that's been around since 1949, and they have obviously dinner and happy hour in the bar, 4:30 to 6:30 every night except Sunday. Yeah, they're open from Monday through Saturday. The dining room opens at 4:30 with the early bird special. They still have it for the first hour where you get extra goodies with your meal, including a soup in addition to the salad and complimentary dessert and coffee or tea. Such a deal, especially when you consider when you order an entree there, even during regular hours, it comes with a salad and a side dish. These are the touches that make Tropical Acres so special, and it will make it a perfect place for your Father's Day celebration, too. Typically closed on Sundays, but Father's Day is one of those days of the year where they are open from 3 to 9 p.m. So bring Dad in there for a great steak, filet mignon, prime rib, rack of lamb, or the twin lobster specials, which on the holidays, it's a little bit more, but tonight you could get that twin lobster special for $39, two of them fresh steamed from Maine, with also a salad and a side dish. Don't forget your loyalty rewards punch card. For every 12 entrees that you purchase, you get the 13th one on the house. One of the many reasons to love Tropical Acres Steakhouse. It's at 2500 Griffin Road. Go there and be happy. And if you want to get in for Father's Day, go to tropicalacres.com, or better yet, give them a call for a reservation, 954-989-2500. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
one of my favorite, absolutely favorite food porn pictures is the rare slice of prime rib from Tropical Acres.
Good
It
stuff.
always makes you think, I want to get in there and grab, a slice of that. With apologies to Dickstein and his end cut request, but that rare prime rib, it just looks so tempting there at Tropical Acres. It's right out of an art museum, the pictures. All right, coming back with more Mike Mayo's Lunchbox on Chocolate Ice Cream Day in a moment.
Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, family owned for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all: Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Owner Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Do you like pizza? Who doesn't like pizza? Well, my spot for pizza is the Pizza Spot. It's in that little bit hard to find Riverside Park neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale, but it's totally easy to love. It's at 601 Southwest 12th Avenue, New Haven style, a pizza from Wade and Reese. It's a lovely outdoor spot. You could also pick up pies to go at 754-779-7788, 754-779-7788. Again, they're open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner. Some of the best pizza I've ever had. Go to Pizza Spot. They also have subs, salads, and more. Tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. It's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Go in there on a Wednesday. They got buy one, get one on cheesesteaks from 5 to 8 p.m. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. We're back on the Lunchbox, and I'm just trying to come up with a little list here of great chocolate ice creams around, both at some independent, small shops here around South Florida, along with some of the bigger chains. It is National Chocolate Ice Cream Day, and usually I mock these silly food holidays, but when it's something really good like chocolate ice cream, I will totally be on board. So,
well, we know we've talked about ice cream. We've talked about buying it in a store.
yeah, Tillamook is great. They have good chocolate ice cream in the stores. Our Oregon product out of Oregon.
What are your thoughts? We haven't talked about like the Cold Stones, the concretes.
I don't like Cold Stone. I don't like their ice cream. I don't like their sweet cream ice cream. I don't like their slabs. I don't like. It's just something about it is. I'm just not thrilled with their flavors. The chocolate, I don't know if I've ever had it, so maybe I'm slamming it out of turn. But for a chain that I do love their chocolate and it's classic, I don't know about you or when the last time you had it, Defo. Baskin Robbins and their 31 flavors, they do a classic, just classic, really good, deep, rich chocolate, which I think is really fantastic.
They got into bizarre variations of chocolate where, I mean, it was like, double and triple this, that, and the other thing. Which were all tempting. I mean, they were. I mean, I guess what did Ben and Jerry's have? Like, what did they have? That was they had a chocolate ice cream. That
well, they had
classic.
Fish food, but they have
they had like a triple chocolate chunk and a.
No, so for the real chocoholics out there, like
how about vanilla fudge though? When that came out, that was kind of into it with the chocolate, infused into vanilla ice cream.
Defo, as my daughter says, stay on topic. Today is chocolate day, and I was going to say
that was a variation of it. That's what I'm talking about.
It was a chocolate
variation of chocolate ice cream.
No, vanilla fudge is a variation of vanilla ice cream by putting fudge ripples into it.
The key was the chocolate there, Mike Mayo, Mr. Critic.
That's not chocolate. That's fudge. It's not chocolate ice cream.
Fudge and chocolate are one and the same to me, my friend.
You're such a
Oh my God. All right.
so
If it was chocolate ice cream,
I don't want to argue this
fudge,
with you. I mean,
we're not arguing. We're arguing. Where I was headed is that Chocoholics, for me, the most unbelievable experience is right around the corner where a certain family member works. But Jackson's
Yes,
ice cream,
yes.
they have that. It's not Death by Chocolate. It's called Linder's Brownie Crackle, and it's kind of a chocolate ice cream with these kind of chunks of, it's not chocolate chip, but it's like kind of chocolate bark, like the pieces, bigger pieces of chocolate. And also with yeah, chocolate, Linder's chocolate crown. They might have some brownies in there, but it's like a chocolate explosion. And the chocolate ice cream itself is very good. So that's definitely one to
Where do you put
consider.
chocolate mint chip? Does that qualify in the category? Right, where
Well,
they have
it's
the
mint.
mint ice cream with the
It's mint
chocolate
ice
chips.
cream with chocolate chips. That has nothing to do with chocolate ice cream.
It's chocolate. There we go. It's chocolate.
It has chocolate chips. It's not ice cream with chocolate in it, Day. It's chocolate
I'm just
ice
saying it to
cream
bust
day.
you. I mean, because you always get on me about this kind of stuff.
Can I go on with my
What are you
list?
talking about? It's not
Of course,
really
we
a
love-
sauce. It's You're just so funny. I mean, it's so easy to get
Breathe
under your
deep.
skin. Yeah.
And remember, enjoy the ride.
Calm
Everything
down
is
there.
just
Enjoy the
beautiful.
ride, man.
DJ
My God.
Colby over at Wilton Creamery has good chocolate ice
Yeah,
cream.
that place was good. Yeah.
Up in your neck of the woods, Lubie, there's a
Vanilla
couple-
or chocolate in a flying saucer at Carvel? Since you started this conversation with
Since
Carvel.
it's chocolate
like
day,
chocolate.
it has to be chocolate.
like
And
chocolate.
my brown bonnets at Carvel, I also like chocolate ice cream with the chocolate shell on top. I like the
Vanilla ice
chocolate-
cream or chocolate when they do the dip of the cone, which was my favorite.
I
You know, where
just
they do
said
the chocolate
with
dip?
chocolate. Yeah,
Always
chocolate with the
chocolate. Okay,
chocolate
all right.
shell. I'm a chocolate guy. You know what? There's one time and place where I do like vanilla ice cream, and that's on a hot fudge sundae because I think the hot
There
fudge,
you go. I mean, it's much better
goes
with
well
vanilla,
with
I
vanilla
think.
ice cream.
Yeah.
Can I continue?
But that's not
with-
chocolate, according to you.
Lubie, up in Coral Springs, there's a place called Cherry Smash, which
Cherry
I don't know
Smash,
what you
just
think of
tell
their
me.
ice cream. And then there's the place that was next to the Peruvian place, and I forget the name. That's run by that nice couple, the veterans. What's the name of that place? It opened up last
I
year.
know, they came out and brought us
something
stuff.
like Let's Chill ice cream or something like that. Is it Chill Out ice cream? I got to look this up.
There's a nitrogen. This is another thing too. This nitrogen ice cream, and there's one over by us too. They do this. I don't know what they do to do it. What's different about it, but it's actually really good. Shirley's gotten it's really
Are
rich.
you a fan? To me, it seems a little gimmicky. The
rich.
nitrogen ice cream. Have you been to one of those shops like what do they call it? Chill and nitrogen ice cream shops at Defo, where it's good to
No.
take the grandkids because it's like a big show, and then it's like a science experiment. Things
Oh, yeah.
that
I haven't seen that, actually. No.
I would suggest it for you and the grandkids. They would get a kick.
Only one of my grandchildren likes sweets. The other one does not. Liam does not like sweets, and Christian, that he would just live on that.
What is he eating? Like a sea urchin? The uni?
No, I mean, very picky eaters. So, I mean, Liam is, but he does not like sweets, believe it or not.
What
I
kid
will
doesn't like
pass on-
ice cream?
Not a cookie. Nothing.
I don't
He
know.
doesn't-
You know, I mean, he might eat some ice cream, but I don't think he does. I think he eats like no sweets.
That's strange to me. I'd have him checked.
Very
Let's
sophisticated palate. He could end up being
chill.
he could end up being a food critic. Yeah.
Maybe he likes the pickle juice ice cream or the ranch dressing
I couldn't
flavor
tell
they
you.
have.
I haven't suggested that.
Let's Chill homemade ice cream. That's the place I was thinking of on Sample Road in Coral Springs. Very nice place. They do a very excellent chocolate. Their butterfat content is somewhere in between. It's not too heavy, and their chocolate flavoring is excellent. Very nice couple that were both in the armed forces, and I think one of them now is a police officer. I don't know. I'm making things up now, but they're a good couple. That's called Let's Chill. And then, of course, up in the Boca and Del Rey areas, we have the Lily's handmade ice cream. Great family, the Galinskis. They have some very good flavors, including their chocolate. And then Proper Ice Cream is also based out of Del Rey and Boca, and Proper does a proper chocolate too. So that's just some of the local places you can go to enjoy ice cream. And then, how do we feel about custards and soft serves?
I love frozen custard. It's actually I like it more than ice cream. It's a creamier and it feels
Right.
a little bit more like you with the mouth feel. Like I
Right.
like the mouth feel of frozen custard.
Do you know what makes custard distinct from regular soft serve ice cream, Defo?
No. I would
Okay.
imagine what the amount of air that they inject into it.
No,
Or something?
custard also uses egg yolks in it
There you
to
go.
make it more creamy. So it's kind of like that Breyer's French vanilla has the egg yolks. Custard also uses egg yolks to give it that creaminess. Two custard places I like, and actually my daughter is a custard freak, and we've both been to both in the last week. Siciliano's in Hollywood. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's on the corner of 441 and Hollywood Boulevard, right next to that Sub-Center place, which is also very good. I think it's the same ownership, but Siciliano has very good custard, and they do the vanilla, the chocolate, or the swirl of both. And then there's Wit's Frozen Custard, WHIT apostrophe S, a chain out of the Midwest, I think Wisconsin. They have locations in Boca and Del Rey. I don't know if they're in Broward anywhere. Have you heard of that or been there, Lubie? Because I think you'd enjoy that a lot.
That's what I was gonna say. Like there used to be a couple custard places, and I don't know where they exist.
Oh,
So-
Culver's is. Does that still exist
Culver's.
in Margate?
Yeah, Culver's is always packed, and it takes like an hour and a half. But there's a Culver's right by my house. The only
Very
one
good.
in South Florida, and they do great custard.
It's a good product. Yeah.
They don't have chocolate.
They don't.
They have chocolate. That's what it is. The chocolate is really rich. Like it's like a dark chocolate. That's my only problem is
Like a
their vanilla is really good, but I don't really like vanilla. But the chocolate it's like a dark chocolate, and it's a bit much for me. It's like you probably would like it. It's really rich.
Is Culver's also the burger place? Is that
They do the butter burgers and they
Okay.
have the cheese curds, and they randomly have really good chili. Like
I'm thinking of another place that was on either Atlantic there that also was just, I think, strictly an ice cream place, and now I'm blanking on the Ratner's. Was that it, or Ritter's? Was it Ritter's?
I don't know if that's a South Florida place. Is that in South Florida?
Hold on a second. I got to go to my Google machine here.
I've heard of it.
So yeah, Ritter's frozen custard, Ritter's ice cream. There used to be one. There still is one. Oh no, Claremont, Florida. So you know what? The one that was in Margate, I guess, is gone. That's very sad. I used to like it a lot. I think it probably got closed down, and then Culver's came in and took over the whole custard market. But yeah, creamy, soft serve. And another place that has good custard is my friend Dave Chessel over at Top Round in Fort Lauderdale, the roast beef place that we've been to a couple of times. He does some house-made custards and makes some of his concoctions and the kind of like the Dairy Queen blizzards and things like that, but with a chocolate custard that's very good. So there you have it. That's the wrap up for National Chocolate Ice Cream Day. Was that edifying or entertaining, or maybe better than hockey talk for some of our audience? I don't know. Defo looks thrilled. Hey, we got to talk about. We have sorted out our upcoming visit later in the month to Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. It's going to be great because it's going to be celebrating Independence Day, 4th of July coming up, and we'll be out there on June 22nd, and they're going to be getting all patriotic for us with some burgers and Wagyu hot dogs.
Wagyu hot dog was a thing. Like I'm actually
Wagyu hot dog is going to be on the menu. Gene is going to be grilling up a storm for our next visit there. And I said, well, you know what? The seafood part, how about throwing a few shrimp on the Barbie too? And Brenda thought that was a great idea. Maybe the big jumbo ones.
You can grill lobster.
Yeah. By the way, those ribeyes that you have in the case.
The ribeyes, some of the pork, the Duroc pork
all
chops.
that sausage. Yeah.
Maybe throw a little whole snapper on there too. Grill it up and put it in foil.
Maybe throw a whole chicken on there, a beer can chicken while you're at
chicken.
it. Are you a fan of the beer can chicken, by the way? I always
I'm a fan of any chicken from Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. I do like beer can.
I do. I like that a lot.
I like everything. And again, there's so much variety at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. I love going out there. I love seeing what they can come up with. And every time we go, it's something different. But of course, they have their old reliable standards, the poultry, the chicken wings that you could obviously grill up for 4th of July. Then, of course, all the great steaks that we've been enjoying. But seafood is part of the name, and you can't beat their seafood fish selection for freshness and quality. They have the whole fish, the snappers coming in from the Keys. They've got the grouper fillets that have just looked beautiful the last time we were there. Grouper season is now on, and that's from the Gulf Coast, and along with a whole array of fish from the Northeast and also the West Coast, Alaskan halibut they get in from near and far. They are the home of freshness. Doug Carter and his crew, they'll take great care of you. They're at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just south of Sterling Road, across from the classic Seminole Casino, We love Delaware. They're open 7 days. Go to DelawareChicken.com for the weekly specials and the daily offerings, and tell them the Lunchbox, Mayo, Defo, and Lubie sent
Yeah,
you.
the monthly visits are becoming classic. I mean, just absolutely spectacular with the array of food that they put out for us. And, you're thinking, wow, I can get these ingredients here and make them at home. I feel like Bill Parcells. Let me buy the groceries at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. All right, coming back to wrap up this ice cream infused edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox in a moment.
Beach Cafe. It's a South Florida landmark, and it's one happy restaurant right on the water. Tables literally on the beach. A place where you could dip your toes in the sand, kick back, relax with island vibes, tropical drinks, and live music daily. You know it. It's at One Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea. And of course, it has Chef Chris Nealon and his famed Caribbean Floridian cuisine. The huge menu with something for everyone. Seafood, raw bar, conch fritters, burgers, sandwiches, salads, daily specials, and of course, that famous Bimini bread. They've got a great staff that'll take great care of you. There's something to celebrate every day. Open 7 days until late. Parking available on site. Happy hour weekdays 4 to 7 p.m. Go check out more at ArubaBeachCafe.com. Better yet, go in there yourself at Aruba Beach Cafe. Good food, drinks, friends, and laughter are always the catch of the day. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do you like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Back on the Lunchbox, just in time to maybe wrap it up. But, I've been meaning to get to this whole naked sushi thing. I guess we talked about it briefly, but you said it was a thing in the 80s, Lubie? Where was it a thing?
Where I was out and about in the 80s. When I remember when I was in college, and then I also graduated college, I went to a couple different night spots that were also restaurants and then turned into clubs. And they would, it was like a thing where they would have a woman, and I don't know if she was fully naked or not, but she had the appearance of being naked. And then there would be sushi on top of her. I don't remember anyone actually grabbing the sushi and eating it. I don't know if people actually ate the sushi, but it was actual sushi. You could see it, and it would be on a human being covering her body. And I saw that in multiple places, and I always thought that was weird. And I never really saw anyone eating it. So I didn't know if it was an artistic thing or if it was actually supposed to be friggin' eaten.
So, I bring this up because somebody posted on the Let's Eat group over the weekend that apparently now our friends at Sistrunk Marketplace, we know Steve DePuzzo, we did some stuff with them last year when they were doing the talent search for the new food stands. And but apparently now in one of their spaces where they have for eating restaurant events, it's not like a full-scale restaurant, but they do different things. And I guess they're doing this body art sushi dinners where they have I don't know what you call them, a platter, a human platter or a model. And the picture that they show was just this sushi arrayed on top of, it looks like banana leaves or things that were around the body. And I guess you're supposed to artfully go with your chopsticks or fingers and pick off the sushi. Now, I said, given this era of Me Too and all kinds of things that can go wrong and people can misconstrue things, I wouldn't want to touch that with a 10-foot chopstick, because I just if I want sushi, I'll have sushi. And I want naked women, I'll try to get naked women.
It's a scary.
Defo,
I'm not gonna lie.
Save me here.
It sounds like something Bob Kraft would have conceived of. sushi on the body of a naked Asian woman. Maybe that's what he was doing that day up there in Jupiter. I don't know. He's just looking to have lunch.
It wasn't even an Asian woman. It seemed to be a very Caucasian woman model that was sushi. But I guess this is now
Has to be expensive. I would imagine that's not cheap.
It could be very
Does
expensive.
it include gratuity?
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
And
but
who do you tip,
apparently
the waiter or the
Yeah,
girl?
how do you tip her in her mouth?
Creates more problems than it's worth. I'll just go to
Yeah.
Kaizen and get the
It's
sushi.
scary, exactly.
Yeah, it's you know what, people like these kind of I call it gimmicks, but some people call it entertainment or something. That's
Usually it's a
little bit
sign the
more-
food's not good.
I was
When
gonna
they
say,
have to resort to that sort
you
of
gotta
thing.
feel good
I
for-
can't say
Yeah.
that because I haven't eaten the food, but usually it's a sign of they're going for a different audience, more that's into the experience, maybe more than just the
That's why I'm
quality
good for.
of the fish. And there's so many jokes that we could make about sushi on a naked body, but we won't because we like being on the
Equally
air.
wrong is what you could call it. Yeah.
Yeah, and hey, just to answer Green Eyed Girl's question about Wits in Delray, yes, there is a Wits in Delray. The one in Boca is on Federal Highway, pretty easy to find, but the one in Delray is on that little side street. I
a little
think
hard
it's
to find.
Southeast Second. No, it's right
Oh,
across
that's
from
your
that
favorite
new
phrase,
Ray.
man. You're missing all the jokes today, man. What's going on with you?
But it's not hard to
Yeah.
find,
No,
and
that's
it's
the
easy.
whole
to
point. Is it's a dumbass phrase.
Well, in the case of certain places, that is
It's a little hard to
you can't
find.
tell me.
That's one of
Or
my
is
favorite
BS,
Mayos.
nothing.
And welcome back to Wade and
Yeah.
Reese. I need to get in there because
Got to be Magellan to
I'm
find a place.
off this whole keto craziness.
You probably don't want to go because it's hard to find. But if you
The Wits in Delray is
It's a little hard to
north
find.
of Atlanta. Can I say it's next to the Brule Bistro? It's across from the Ray Hotel. It's in that little strip of shops there. So Green Eyed Girl, go there. I think it's Pineapple Grove area, just north of Atlantic. Just Google it, but she'll find it. All right. That's
tomorrow
it. You
we're
got
at
me
Gilbert's.
exasperated.
Tomorrow
today.
we're at Gilbert's.
Thank you.
Really excited.
Thank you. Tomorrow we are very excited to be at Gilbert's. I got to reconfirm. Hopefully, Burger Beast Seth Gonzalez
he's
will
great.
be meeting us and eating with us tomorrow at Gilbert's. All the great burgers and more. They have chicken wings. And they have great. For those on the healthier side, they have like a ahi tuna salad with some Asian cabbage slaw. They've got roast pork sandwiches on garlic bread that I used to get at the diner on Kings Highway in Brooklyn. All kinds of great stuff at Gilbert's 17th Street in Fort Lauderdale. We'll be there tomorrow from 12 to 1. Come on out and say hi. It's always a great time. Of course, Friday we'll be at Gulfstream, and we might have some new things up our sleeve next week. We'll see more details about that later on. Until then, quick pick for the Heat game tonight. Defo, you say Denver big.
No, not big, but they win.
Denver wins. Lubie, you say
I'm
Heat.
saying Heat. I hate doing that because I'm a very superstitious fan, but I'm leaning Heat. I feel good about the Heat.
Sole reason for
Okay,
my
nice.
pick of Denver.
Okay. And I say nothing because I've been wrong
Yeah,
about
you-
like everything related to sports lately. I have been playing good poker, but wrong about everything in sports. We haven't even discussed the Belmont yet, but we'll get to
Yeah,
that
we'll get to
the next couple of days. On Friday
Yeah,
at Gulfstream Park, we'll go heavy on the horse racing, the third leg of a Triple Crown that was not a Triple Crown this year. Okay, that's it for today, guys. Enjoy every chocolate ice cream sandwich, every vanilla fudge ripple sundae, or whatever it is that you eat on chocolate day, Defo, and enjoy every ice cream sandwich.
There you go.